Shiksha, or the science of pronunciation, to be able to understand all the nuances we actually put in our texts. Some of it we have, let's say, invented, like the holdings, but I will actually go through it and start from the very basis. So this is the verse from Krishna Yajurveda, Taittiriya Aranyaka, Shikshavali, where in this verse it is explained what Shiksham means. So Shiksham is as I said, the science of pronunciation, and those are the components of Shiksham. Letters or sounds, varna, notes or pitch, svara, duration, matra, force, balam, linking of notes, sama, and continuity, santana. And then we will actually describe all of these rules in the following 15 minutes. So starting from the beginning, varna represents the correct pronunciation of Sanskrit letters. The syllables are formed, throughout the vocal apparatus, starting from the throat and the nasal cavity. There are 14 vowels and 36 consonants in Sanskrit, and the special rules of pronunciation are applied to Anusvara and Visarga. So when we speak about the vowels, there are simple vowels like a, I, u, r, l, of different duration. So a is the short vowel, a, with this horizontal line above, means the long or dirgha, 2 units of time in duration. Compound vowels are all dirgha, are all long. So a, I, o, au. So whenever in text we don't see this horizontal line, but we saw these compound vowels, we are also pronouncing it as 2 units of time syllables. Okay, so a, I, o, au. Then there are certain things. Just a second, I will try to. I cannot. Okay, because it is interfering to your. Yes. So there are also semi-vowels, which are different in terms of the formation, but we will go into that a bit deeper when we will speak about consonants. So just for now, semi-vowels are ya, ra, la, va. And we have so-called sibilants or fricatives. Fricatives because there is a obstruction to the airflow, and that's why it sounds like sh, s, so these are the fricatives. So sha, sha, sa. And we have the guttural fricative. It is ha or hak sound. Okay, I'm having some issues, but hopefully again doesn't work. I don't know what is happening. Yes, see if we can. Yes. Okay, thank you. It still doesn't work.
We can't see it on the screen.
No,
It's not moving. Not moving. Maybe the arrow button.
Okay. maybe this is. Okay, that's good. I'm sorry for that, really. Okay, so with regards to consonants, we have 5 different groups of consonants based on this formation, right? So the first group is called the velars because it is with the tongue. We are actually touching the palatum velum or the soft palate, and these are ka, ha, ga, ka, nga. So if you can just repeat after me, ka, ka, ga, ka, nga. So the root of the tongue actually is pressing the soft palate when we are actually uttering these sounds. So ka, ka, ga, ka, nga. So and with dot down, this is the nasalized pair for the velar group. So when Anuswara is changing, into the this nasal pair if the next sound is the velar sound, right? Nga. So this is n dot up. So palatal is the hard palate, and we touch it also with the tongue, but not with the root of the tongue, but with the mid part of the tongue. It is cha, cha, ja, cha, nya. Can you cha, ja, cha, nya. Once again. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Yeah, this ja, we need to actually mention this mahaprana, cha, you know? Yeah, because in some words, if you don't pronounce this mahaprana, it can really change the meaning, right? Okay, next group number 3 are the cerebrals or retroflex. So we are actually turning the tip of the tongue up, and you know this tip of the tongue is facing cerebrum. That's why cerebral or retroflex because the tongue is in retroflexion, right? So that's why ta, ta, ga, ga, na. So you need to actually pronounce these sounds by touching with the tip of the tongue the roof of the mouth, right? So ta, ka, ga, ga, na. And then we have pure dentals. Ta, ta, da, ta, na. So dental means that the tongue is touching the teeth, you know. Ta, ta, da, da, na. And you need to feel it, right? You need to feel it. And then the labial or bilabial. Pa, pa, ba, ba, ma. So as the last group of consonants. There is a nice story about Shiva Sutrani, and actually this was a desire of Sanaka, the sage Sanaka. Sanaka prayed Shiva to grant him with siddhi and salvation from desires. Not only him, but the whole group of rishis, right? Even the rishis have desires, you know, and then Shiva reacted, and actually Shiva gave the Sanskrit language, which is lately composed by Patanjali in this Shiva Sutrani way. And it's very nice because when we chant this Shiva Sutrani, we can really practice with the focus those syllables, and we can go through one formation to the other to another, you know, consciously. So we can see how these voices are forming, you know. This is good as a practice. But the point here is that, actually Shiva gave the alphabet to the humans so that they can communicate and that we can also be free of our desires ultimately. So this is the power which lies in Sanskrit language, you know. Okay, so let us try to chant. First, I will also, so you see, you have the last voice, the last, let's say, syllable here is half of the unit of duration. So, for example, a, I, un. You see, we have a, I, u. So we have vowels and n. So N dot down is N, this is this retroflex N. I hope that you can see it on the screen, right? So A, I, U, N, then we, okay, then we have R, L, K. So this L dot down is pronounced like L, LR, L, okay? R, L, K, Eong. So why I said ng? Because this is N dot up, which is totally opposite. This is guttural or velar sound, nasalized. So and g and k are the velars. So it's better, to chant like this. Eong, like we are going to say G, right? Eong. Yes. I ouch. Hayavarat. Hayavarat. Larn. Nyamangananam. So we have all the nasals here almost. Nya, ma is this bilabial. Nga, na, m. So we have all the different 5 groups of consonants, in that verse. And now we can really, be concentrated, how we pronounce. So the first is nya, ma, nga, na, m. So nyamangananam. Nyamangananam. Super. Jhabhanya. Jhabhanya. Dhadhadhasha. So we have dha and dha. So the retroflex and the dental. Gadhadha. Yeah. Dhadhadhasha. Jabagadadasha. Ka, pa, cha, ta, chatatava. Ka, cha, ta, chatatava. Kapaya. Shashasara. Hala. So this is Shirosutran, right? Okay, so let us go once again, okay? Om A-I-Un Ralraka Eong Ai-Ouch Hayavarat Larn Nyamangananam Jhabhanya Gadhadhasha Jabagadadasha Ka, pa, cha, ta, chatatava. So I don't hear this Mahaprana. Ka, pa, cha, ta. Mahaprana should be there, right? Okay, shall we chant once again? Ka, pa, cha, ta, chatatava. Once again. Ka, pa, cha, ta, chatatava. Kapaya. Shashasara. Hala. Okay, good. Is it a bit clearer? Okay. Okay. It's a reflection from my point of view, but I hope that you see good. Do you see the screen? Huh? There is a small reflection. Huh?
Small letters. Yeah, letters are too small.
Okay.
Difficult to please, aren't we?
She had a hand up.
Okay. So these are the varna or the letters or the sound, right? Now we are going to go to the second rule, which is accent or pitch, svara. So we have the Vedas are in 3 basic tones, right? Three tones we have. We have Svarita, which is the higher note, denoted with a vertical stroke. So in Rudram Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate, this te is in the upper, let's say upper tone, and it is denoted as with this vertical stroke. Then we have Anudata, is the lower note, indicated by a horizontal line below the syllable. Urudraya, Urudraya. This Ra is the lowest note, right? And then we have Udata. Udata is the neutral note, which is in the middle. Namo, and this neutral note does not have any marks, right? We have one additional, let's say, pitch, which is called Dirgha Svarita. Dirgha means delayed, right? It is delayed. So it means that it is indicated by two vertical strokes. And for example, this is very commonly chanted in chanting. This word is used, prachodayat, right? So prachodayat. So here we have to obey firstly the dirgham, or this length of 2 units of time of ya or yat. Prachodaya, and then this is what is delayed and what is called dirgha or delayed upper tone, right? So prachodayat with 2 vertical strokes. Is this okay? Is this clear? Yeah, okay. Then the third rule is about matra, and we have already mentioned this. 1 unit of time, a, I, u. 2 units of time, a, I, u. So the simple and the compound vowels. And half of a unit is k, g, t. Those sounds. So this is duration or matra. Then we have the force of recitation or balam. This balam is very important. I mean the force of recitation in general, but here this force is actually related to this alpa prana and maha prana, right? So alpa prana are all the syllables which don't have this h or hak, this aspirated sound, and we call it that they should be recited softly, right? So it is a, I, o. So whatever it's without hak is alpa prana, and there is the hak, then it is called maha prana. And those are syllables that we practiced just now. Kha, gha, kha, cha, dha, right? So all of those which have this h or hak in the middle, or usually in the middle of this syllable. And now the fifth rule is linking of accents or sama. So it refers to continuity of different syllables recited in different accents. The linkage must be done in such a way that recitation sounds continuous, so we need to have this continuity in the chanting. And what we are actually failing oftenly is to actually preserve this pitch, which we actually start from the beginning. Usually we tend to go down, right? So this is a challenge. So that's why we need to actually listen to each other, because in bhajan, one person is leading and then the rest are following. But in the Vedas, when we chant the Vedas, we are all together and we are all creating this energy. So we all need really to get to that level of unison chanting, because only then we are in tune, only then we are open actually to miracles. I mean, literally, really. So if we are not in tune, better than we need to practice then, until we get that tune and then synchronicity within the group. This is the most difficult part, right? Then the very similar rule is Santana. It is this continuity, but in a sense of punctuation, meaning so where we should pause. This is very, very important. And actually, various Veda chanting groups are pretty much differ into that sense, whether they are following the sixth rule or not, you know, and mismatches are happening if some are following and some are don't. We didn't follow it before, I have to admit, but just a couple of years back, we started to follow Chalakiri brothers, and we started really, I mean, not, it's already 10 years, it's not just a couple of years back, time flies. But you know, when you apply this punctuation, then the beauty is revealed, you know, this, because the beauty also is in like when you chant Om, you know, this and then the silence, right? And then in that silence is also where the blessings are. So the same here. So when we can really train ourselves within the group to stop at a certain spot and to know, you know, consciously, you know, that you know, we need to stop together and then we need to start together. This is the beauty which is then created even more. Okay, I mean, these stops I will not, because this is like what is written, you know, of course that we cannot pause in the middle of the word. So every word we can actually chant. We cannot take the breath in between, you know, in between each word, right? So it doesn't make any sense. After Om, there is a slight pause. There is a pause after one mantra, you know, following by another. Okay, but this is very important, which we implied. A pause must be given before a word whenever it starts with any of the vowels following a dirgham. So meaning you have a dirgham, meaning, you know, this horizontal line above the syllable, above the, you see, for example, we have namaste, this te is dirgham, right? Even though there is no marks because it is compound vowel. But then it is followed by a short vowel, a. Whenever we have this, let's say, situation, we need to pause. And this, actually, this pause is adding 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 unit of additional time to pause, because we said that dirgham are 2 units of time, and then this, when it is followed by a short vowel, we need to prolong by 1. I'm stressing this, and I mean, because this is very important and we are really following, and this, you see a red vertical line is denoting that pause. So namaste astu dhanvane, it's not namaste astu dhanvane, it's namaste astu dhanvane. So this is the pause, yeah. Or yo rudro angnau yo apsuya o shadhinshu. So look at the last pause. The last pause is denoted in blue. This is just a pause which is in between 2 vowels, ya and o, right? So only when we have dirgham followed by a hrasvan vowel, then we have this additional unit of time. In any other combination of vowels, there should be a slight pause, because we should not chant apsuyao. It should not happen that we have, you know, this continuity yao, but apsuyao, yao. So it should be a bit break in between those 2 words, okay? So, and this is what I said, vertical red line represents a pause in duration of 1 unit, and blue line is any other combination of any adjacent vowels. Very brief about anusvara. It's, you know, it should be actually, it is defined as a pure nasal, but it's not pure nasal in all the circumstances, only in one. And this is called shuddha. Shuddha means the pure anusvara, meaning that that anusvara is actually reciting in the nasal cavity without any obstruction, right? In these 2 cases, before consonant pairs of jnya, ghana. So samgnyanam, imam bhanti, for example. So this is shuddha anusvara. Then, I don't know, if I move now this, I will not maybe be able to. Yeah, I'm not able to move anymore. It's funny. Okay, so agama anusvara, or inserted sound. Agama means inserted. So only in text derived from Krishna Yajurveda. Yeah. So for example, anusvara before sh, s, h, or hak, and r, is changing into g. So this inserted sound is actually g. So for example, tesham sahasra yojane, teshagam sahasra yojane. You see? Yeah, teshagam, because we have anusvara before s. Anusvara before h. Ganapatim Havamahe, Ganapati Gum Havamahe in Ganapati Prathana, right? So these are, and the last example before the Pratyushtam Rakshaka, Pratyushtagum Rakshaka. So before Sh, S, H, and R. So this is inserted sound G. So it's not only M, it's a gum, right? Okay, now I will play a little bit with my computer because it doesn't start anymore. Okay. The mouse is the recovery. Okay, good. So this is Agama Nuspara, and then Lupta. Lupta means omitted. So what has been created, we are now omitting. Lupta Agama Nuspara. So meaning that so this is actually the lost sound. So no M sound before combination of sh, s, h plus non-vowel. So for example, Kalpatam Shrotram. You see, shra is this combination of esh plus non-vowel. Then we have kalpatag shrotram. So meaning that anuswara m is dropped, and there is only g sound which is left. That's why agama anuswara, lupta agama anuswara, meaning the m is dropped. And then virbhuta, this is very rare. I don't know, want to go there. Virbhuta lupta agama anuswara. So let us go to the most and the main phonetic changes of Anuswara, which are those ones which I mentioned already. We have Kakha, Gagha, Nga. So when we have Anuswara, for example, followed by any of the velars, in this case, Ishum Girishanta, to keep this continuity, this Sama, right? We are actually changing it into this velar pair, you know. It is like if you would chant Ishum Girishanta Mg, you see how it is like colliding one with each other. Ishum Girishanta. To make it more smoothly, we are changing this Anuswara into the nasal velar pair and just preparing our vocal apparatus to utter the velar which is actually following, right? That's why Ishon Girishanta. You see, we are actually just forming this base of the tongue, touch the palatum velum, just to be able to pronounce the velar which is following. For the same here, palatals, chachha, jachha, nya. So why nya? Purusham jagata doesn't look any natural. Purusham jagata, but Purushan jagata, and we get this, light, pronunciation and continuity. Purushan jagata. Shamcha doesn't make sense. Shanchame, you see? We are just actually preparing that this anuswara before palatals become palatal pair. Shanchame. And then the same cerebrals. We have this in Navakshari mantra. Tan han dan hanam. So we are just actually, instead of saying tam pam bam bam, you see how we are struggling, right? But when we actually change it into retroflex, then it is very very smoothly. Tan tan dan hanam, tan han dan hanam. Dentals the same. Yam dvishvas, yan dvishvas. Gananantva, right? And labials are the most easiest because we are just actually changing anuswara into the bilabial M. Esham varusanam. Okay. Now we are coming to the end. Don't be afraid. It's not any more left. But there are some specific changes when following semi-vowels, Y or Y, L and V. So in front of Y or Y or epsilon, anuswara changes to nasalized I or E. So we actually started also to use it, and that's why I said that we have built some other, let's say, intervention in the script itself, so that we know when to nasalize. If you can see this example up, it is Nityam Yatra. So you see that anuswara is before Yatra. So we need to nasalize more this anuswara, and then when we are pronouncing Nityan Yatra. Okay, Nityan Yatra, right? The same here when we have L before, M before L. anuswara before L, paramamloke, paramalloke, right? In front of V, we also nasalized into U. Baradharam Vishnum, for example, not Baradharam, Baradharam. And you see here now, I will maybe explain these holdings. You see these rectangles? I don't know if you can you see? Yeah. So the rectangles. So we have the thicker one and we have the thin one. For example, this Nitya Yatra, we have this Samyutakshara. Samyutakshara means compound consonants. So when the two consonants are together, we need to pause before this pair of consonants, right? So that's why Nitya Yatra, Ni, we pause. When we nasalize anuswara, Yai, pause, Ya, pause, Tra, because Tra is also the compound consonant. So it is Nitya Yatra, for example. These are, you see, like three short holdings we are calling. Paramalloke, we are holding with this il. And when we chant, the long holding here is Baradharam. The word before is Shanta, just carefully. Shuklam. So it is Shuklam. You see, Shuklam, it is the Dirgham. So when we have the Dirgham before the Samyutakshara, then it is the long holding. Yeah. When there is the Hrasvam, we have the short holding. And when there is a Dirgham, we have a long holding. Okay. Then very quickly about Visarga, and this is what Raja Gopalji mentioned in regard to Gayatri Mantra, this Prachodaya, the Yo-Yo Naf Prachodayat, right? So very quickly, phonetic changes. When we have K or K, then this Visarga, which is H down, doesn't change. Tah, Kanyach, for example. But when Visarga is followed by P or P, they change into the F sound. So Punaf, Punach, yeah, Punaf, you know, and this is very important change. We should not skip it because as it was being said, it can change the meaning, you know, of the mantra itself. Followed by a sibilant sh, or s, so sibilants or fricatives sh, s may change to the very same sibilant, and this is very common. For example, supta shishuhu, it's changed into the same supta shishuhu, ashvashat, ashvashat, also for the sake of continuity in the chanting, right? Shivachcha, shivashcha, right? So these are some changes also which are I'm not going to go into details now, but what is very important, there is one Samyutakshara which is very special. It is ksh, and when we have this ksh, then when before there is Visarga, it gets the echo. So shantihi, shantire, shantihi. It is like it is actually denoted as a colon, so with two dots, right? And we really need to, you know, yeah, break, you know, change the echo and break. The changes continues very briefly with Svara Bhakti. We have just recently implemented this Svara Bhakti change, and this is very also important because so what is Svara Bhakti as per definition? Is a voiced R. What does it mean? You saw probably voiced and unvoiced, you know, syllables. This voiced is when there is a. You see, R. R in itself, it has this in addition, and this it is called like a voiced, let's say, part of this syllable. So, for example, when we have the this R, which is a voiced per se, when followed by S, Sh, Sh, so the fricatives, H or R, so this is semi-vowel R do down. For example, Chatur Rachasya, it means that we need to actually pronounce this Svara Bhakti as a practically as a standalone syllable, I would say, right? So it's not Chatur Chasya, it's Chatur Rachasya. Chatur Rachasya, Chatur, right? Yeah, and we mark it as like in English, you know this. Yeah, I will just put my pointer. You see here, this is the old let's say. Now we put the dot instead, but this was like when you have the English words, so how to pronounce English words, and then is pronounced, and it is actually written like this, like okay. Then we have the usual changes, Brahma versus Brahma. So in chanting, we are actually just doing this Brahma, Banhi instead of Vahni, etc. And then, demystify, is it Yajna, Yajna, or Yagya? We are actually, we put here that the correct pronunciation is Yajna, but this is all influence of Neo-Indo-Aryan languages into the Sanskrit language. I mean, this is what I know. True should be Yajna, but actually we just don't chant anymore. I mean, right, Kalyanji, you just don't chant Yajna, you chant Yajna, right? But so this is also very important because we had a couple of discussions about, how to pronounce this Jnya, it is Yajna. Okay, good.